People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
All right, I am here. Appreciate everybody for coming on through. It's Great Angelus for the Great Bill Podcast. Hold on, I think I have okay. Had a little bug there. Appreciate everybody for coming on through and just representing for the Great Bill Podcast. We're going to have a great conversation about unfortunately, the interview with Majors, with Jonathan Majors. If anybody does not know who he is, actor from the show. Hey, hello again. Appreciate you, Wally. If anybody doesn't know who Jonathan Majors is, so we'll just give a brief recap. Who is the guy, so we can all understand and know who he is. Okay, movies. Let me share this real quick. Shout out to Lynn. She said, I'm planning a mentoring cruise. It would be in a couple of years, but one of the spots is okay. That sounds good. It's just for you. It's for you. All right. So those of you out there who doesn't know who Jonathan Majors is, Jonathan Majors plays in a lot of, actually, there's a lot, but I didn't see a lot of these movies. But what's the show that I know him? Okay, so this is the one I know him as. He played in Lovecraft Country in 2022. He played in the movie Devotion 2022. Excuse me, 2020 for Lovecraft Country. He played in Devotion in, make sure I blow this up so everybody can see it. He recently, right after that, played in between of Creed 3, Loki from 2021 to currently 2023. Also played in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Same here as a lot of, those are the ones that I majorly know him from, but he also played in Avengers Secret Wars, Magazine Dreams, The Last Black Man in, what's this? In San Francisco, White Boy Ricky, The Five Bloods, Captive States, The Understood, Hostiles, Jungle, and a lot from there, a lot going on from there. So I think his earliest career was like 2011, if I'm not mistaken. But those are the the six major, well, excuse me, I'd never heard of this one, The Harder They Fall. I have to check. Yeah, I did see that. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is on Netflix. This was actually a good movie. It was like a Western, really good. It was breaking a villain out, and then the good guys was helping. Yeah, this was actually a really good one. Definitely check it out. Devotion, I didn't really see. I didn't care too much for, but the other ones, I fell into Lovecraft. Definitely has always been a Rocky fan, so I watched Creed 3. Fan of the comics with Loki, so definitely saw that. Then, of course, Ant-Man, and then The Harder They Fall actually fell in my lap as a notification for upcoming shows for Netflix, so I definitely checked it out. That was actually really good. So those are major ones that I saw him in. But his charges, So we look just be clear. Just get it clear on the charges. Make sure everybody can see. Hello, Miss Polly. Appreciate you for coming on through. Happy to see you. Hope your New Year's is starting off very well, and Happy New Year to you. What Lee says? She says, "No, it's the family. I want to give it to my mom as a nice." Okay, you're really okay. That's very sweet of you. Look at there. That's very sweet. I would go with my mom, aunt, and cousins. Okay. Hey, plan it out well. Plan it out well. Definitely have a safe trip and see how that goes from there. I remember last time I went to Ireland, it was let me get my silly face up here. When I went to Ireland with friends, I was lucky enough to one of my friends. She had like this crazy, very detailed itinerary. So definitely plan for that one. And take a lot of pictures. Hey, what's going on, Harlan? Said, hey, yo, Great Pill, good to see you, bro. Hope it's all well. Thank you. All is well. The only regret I have, Harley, is that I went to the grocery store yesterday to get one item, forgot it. It rained, came back today to check it out, to go to the store again to get the same item, but I ended up getting everything else but the main item. What I was missing was cheese, because I had the fact it was like a little, because we get more rain here than the snow. So I had a taste for like some good vegetable tomato soup. Had all that plus the ingredients, and I was like, man, this would go so good with a nice grilled cheese. And I got everything else to go with it. I even got some bacon on the side, because I have like some bacon with some fried bacon with a nice grilled cheese and some soup. And then boom, I forgot the cheese. All I had was the soup and bacon. So I was like, all right, try it again today. Try to get the cheese. Got everything else to make some fajitas. Forgot the cheese. I was like, all right, well, I guess the Lord telling me you don't need cheese in my diet. So I'm not sweating it. It would be about 10K with flights and excursions and hotels. Okay, look at you. Look at you. Another place I cited is Isabel, where my ship I'm going to for stop. That's nice. That's nice. Definitely enjoy that. Hey, actually, good night on my end, but yes, good morning your end. So I got 30 minutes before it become an early morning. So shout out to you, Alicia. I appreciate you. So back to the conversation of Jonathan Majors. So just to get this out of the way for the charges so we can get to the actual continue with the conversation. All right, so Jonathan Majors guilty of one misdemeanor assault charge and one harassment violation. He was acquitted of a difference assault charge and of aggravated harassment. So this is where we at now. So it was a split decision, 2-2. A lot of controversy and conversations with that, which is fine. It is what it is. Everybody has a right to their opinions with the issue at hand. We don't live with them. We don't do anything with them. So yeah. Hard to say, oh man, I hate when that happens. Craving something, go to the store, buy everything in the store. But like, yeah, it was. I'm just gonna go back and just start making a list, man. I was good with making me a list, and I'll just walk in there with a pencil and pen and paper, and I do that. Even though I know I got a phone, I usually put the list on my phone. But I don't know, just something. It's just not the same with me crossing stuff out. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I was so aggravated twice. Yeah, so if anybody haven't seen the interview, so we're gonna pretty much check out a lot of this for the most part. I want to make sure I had it in order, but there's a lot. There's a lot with the interview. There was a lot going on with the interview. Like there was a lot of parts to it. Miss Vixie. I don't accept that. I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that, Harley. I'm not accepting that. It's going on, Mr. and Miss VC. Appreciate you. So the safest week excursion is the actual trip. Okay. Side note, since we're talking about our excursions and trip, you planning for like the next year. So how's the fitness and health going on? Celine, how's that working out for you? Anything going good? Just want to make sure. Because I don't want to put too much, well, it's not really putting your business out there, but I got a good idea of what you look like. But I will just, and this is me, I'm just adding 2 cents to an opinion. I would just say just your physique and you look like you're over 5'6". Work on weight training. Don't put too much cardio involved. Like I get it. A lot of people just like thinking they just want to cardio and lose all the weight, but weight training also helps out too with a lot of fat burn. So proper dieting, some weight training, and you have nice and toned up. Whatever your goals is, and don't never skip leg day. Never skip leg day, and don't overthink it. I don't know why. I'm not saying guys, but I don't know why. A lot of women overthink the weights and like they'll think like they do too much of these. They think their boob's gonna shrink or something. I heard a lot of weird stories. A lot of people want to focus on the butt, but don't focus on everything else. Got to focus on everything around you. Appreciate you, hustler and muscler. All right, so let's get back to it, man. So the conversation of the interview.
Since he was convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment. And there's really a lot to unpack here. He calls the 2-year relationship with Grace Jabari toxic, dangerous, and unhealthy. But he is adamant. He says there was absolutely no physical abuse.
I told you, time isn't what you think.
Less than a year ago, the name Jonathan Majors was followed by talk of critical and box office success, skyrocketing fame, even Oscar buzz.
I'm coming for everything.
This morning, a different conversation surrounds that marquee name.
Something about sitting here right now and looking at you and understanding the gravity of the situation. A situation that I in many ways put myself against.
I don't know why they just didn't upload the full interview. I'm still annoyed by this. They just had like partial of the interview. It didn't make any sense to do that. Just pieces of it.
Actor spoke exclusively with ABC News for the first time after being convicted in late December for harassment and misdemeanor reckless assault in the 3rd degree, which could carry a penalty of up to a year behind bars.
Do anybody think he's going to do the year? I mean, this is a celebrity. Do anybody really think he's going to do the year? I personally don't think so. I think they're just going to give him a fine, and offer some counseling. But in the interview, he actually admitted to some other stuff about his personal life I wasn't aware of. I don't dig too deep into it.
Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
I felt like it was time. A lot has...
I'll be honest, I think he was actually trying to get ahead of it. I think he was like, let me just confront it now, wait. Personally, I just figured like, hey, let the chips fall as they may and be done with it. But I think as far as when it comes to celebrity actors and actresses, you got to get ahead of it with the media because court of public opinion. So that's what I think he's doing. Let me go ahead, get ahead of it, say my piece, and be done with it.
Happened in my personal life, in my career, in the culture. It's about responsibility and coming forward and being brave and giving my part of the story.
Your reaction to that verdict?
Shock. I was I was absolutely shocked. And afraid. And I'm standing there, and the verdict comes down. I say, how is that possible? Based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence.
I don't even think did anybody know if they did like a whole? Hey, good evening. You must be new. I appreciate you for coming on through. Thank you. On the spot live. That name sounds so familiar. Sounds so familiar. But Happy New Year. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you. If you have any insight to the conversation, more than welcome to add your perspective in the chat. Appreciate you. And I literally forgot what I was going to say. Let me run that back.
Possible. Based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence.
That's not okay. Now I got my thoughts back. Yeah. I'm asking, did they actually do like a live trial or just like a regular trial? Like, because I was looking for something, but it never came up. So I think last time we had a group discussion about this, felt like a lot of information that wasn't really put out there. We just know only pretty much one side of it. So it's a lot from what I was told. Currently updated, a lot of the stuff they dismiss. So I would love to know a why part to it. Like, why did they dismiss a lot of things? And did he report some stuff too?
How was that possible?
But after only hours of deliberation, a jury of his peers agreed with prosecutors that he did physically injure his then girlfriend, Grace Jabari, in an incident last March.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious.
That 911 call from Majors came hours after an argument broke out with Jabari in the back seat of an SUV. When Majors received a text from another woman saying, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you." Jabari.
Ooh. Yeah, I never saw it either. I was kind of low-key looking for it, but it seemed like this was like pretty speedy. Well, we're going to see it again, Friction. We're going to see it again, all right? Everybody got a different opinions of it. He was he was creeping. You want the link? You want the link, Friction? Mm-hmm. Hey, what's going on, Chaos? What's going on? Was he though, Friction? Was he creeping? On the spot said yes, he cheated. Do we have receipts of that? Because I'm going through all the stuff I see. I'm going through all the stuff I see. All right, I'll send the link in a minute. I need to see for myself. Okay, just can't take everybody's word for it. I'm listening to you, ladies. You're saying yes. You got opinion. Okay, we need to go through all of it. Appreciate you, Marcus.
He testified that when she grabbed the phone, Majors tried to get it back, fracturing her finger and giving her a cut behind her ear. She says inside the car, you hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity.
I'm not gonna lie. Just again, we're going by the video because when he grabbed her by I feel like the waist. He grabbed her by the waist and shoved her in there. I'm even wondering like how she get the back of her ear. Like this is like far back of your ear, just marked up like that. Plus the your hand bruise. Because I think the last time we had a group conversation, it was her finger post been broken, but it's not broken. So that's another conversation we heard last time. So now we're hearing fractured finger, mark behind the ear. So I don't know. This is very interesting. Let me go ahead and email Friction Vixen the link. I mean, I hope she's not taking in some libations. Yeah, I just emailed you friction. All right, back to the video.
Give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't
I have
cause
no
them.
question.
Surveillance video shows Majors getting out of the car, followed by Jabari, whom he then puts back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he grabs her by the waist, shoves her in the car. Now, first of all, that's physical. That's assault right there in his own. So that just is a lie. So we can all agree that's assault right there.
Back inside the vehicle.
But how the finger get fractured in the back of the ear, I don't see that happening during this video. But I do agree that just physically grabbing her to shove her in the inside the vehicle, that is assault.
What happens next is what the defense remains focused on. Majors runs off, and Jabari chases after him.
If you watch those videos and you reverse that, and you saw a black man chasing a young white girl down the street, screaming and crying, that man is going to be shot and killed.
I agree with that, but here's the thing. It wasn't a black man chasing a white woman. It was a white woman in heels chasing a black man. This is what we see right now. So I get it, but this is not actually what happened.
In the streets of New York City.
Major's defense team shared these photos, which he says show the injuries he received that night, which were deemed inadmissible in court.
How were you injured?
My injuries were a scratch on my hand, from clawing for the phone. And I had a gash on my, at the time I had a beard.
Hold up, she assaulted him? Miss On the Spot Live, Friction, she assaulted him? Because he's showing marks on her. So this happened before he took off running? Did this happen before he shoved in the car? If this is true, he should I would have called the cops. Right then there.
Under my beard, I had essentially a fingernail scratch on my cheek from pressure. And that bled overnight.
But prosecutors say Majors was the aggressor. District Attorney Alvin Bragg says the evidence presented throughout this trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional.
Hold up, so he didn't have no Okay, this is so he didn't have no. Okay, this is silly. I'll bring you up. What's going on, lady? Trust the science. That's what it says. Okay, thank you, On the Spot. She said she was arrested for assault. The next day, I believe, the police released her. Okay. They give a reason why they released her? Can you hear us, Friction? Oh, no problem. Take your time. No, we can't hear you. You're doing a lot of ad-libbing, so just take your time. Honestly, Harley, it's not. Unfortunately, I literally had to find before of tonight at around 7 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. They had the yeah, we know she's muted. She's figured it out. She's figuring it out. She's good. Okay, so while she's figuring it out, Harley, we're good. We know. I don't want to go ahead and type it in and repeat the same thing over. She's figuring it out. So it might be your mic on the bottom right, maybe muted or unmuted. I don't know. Don't even look at StreamYard. It's not StreamYard. It's probably something you're in. All right, she's back and I'm coming back in, guys. Yeah, so Harley, no. Unfortunately, they don't have the full interview. I pretty much had to find like pieces of it. They had like a section of 7 o'clock tonight where I had like another whole piece of interviews, like 17 minutes. So I literally I got like at least 2 or 3 together. One's like 7 minutes, one's 3 minutes, one 4 minutes. Us can just react to it and get our opinions on it. And then next thing you know, we have the whole full 17 minutes. But the first few minutes of the 17-minute one is something that kind of regurgitate a little bit of what we just seen. Then it takes us from there. So, all right. So with that being said, hey, Vix, appreciate you. Thank you. And Happy New Year. This is my last week. So last time we had a conversation, we voted that cannot say Happy New Year no more to nobody. Y'all can say it to me, Merry Christmas, all the good stuff, but we took a vote. Can't say Happy New Year no more. It's me, the last night of saying Happy New Year to everybody. So thank you. Leopard Prince, cool avatar, very unique. I like it. Thank you. All right, back to the video, and hopefully Vixen get everything squared away with the audio. Our town have all our Christmas decorations up too. I think it's still up, but it rained for the last 2 nights. I was just going to take pictures of it, but it rained, so I don't know. Hey, the Dean, appreciate you. Thank you. Welcome. Again, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the all bell notification so it'll give you all alerts on upcoming streams that I will do. Also shorts, also pre-recorded videos, and everything on the community tab. So there we go. So if you don't know about the Grey Pill Podcast, just give you a little insight. We discuss everything, trending topics, or just some weird, funny little haha moments. We have group conversations every Tuesday. Okay, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, unless we have like special guests, like we had, I think, like 3 weeks ago. We might push it back an hour, which will be 7 p.m. But our normal times is group conversations every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and it lasts about 2 hours. Unless it's like a really, really very intense conversation, it lasts a little bit longer. Then that'd be it. Anything out the norm, like we're doing right now, would be me having conversations on random stuff, and that will be between Sunday to Saturday. So that's why you got to make sure you always have the bell notification and subscribe. All right, so you can see everything current in the community tabs, in the live streams, in the regular videos, in your shorts. All right, so I appreciate your guys. She said happy pre-King Day. Everybody gonna throw the holidays on me.
There I am.
Are you good now?
Yeah, having some problems with my, well, I thought I was, but at the same time I had my YouTube going in the background so I can keep current with what was actually being played live. So,
okay, cool. Let me drop you and give you a more professional intro, okay? I'm gonna drop you. All right, so everybody, appreciate everybody for coming on through. Welcome. I'm gonna bring up Miss Friction Vixen. There we go. Yay, welcome. So, all right, so we're going to get to the rest of the video. So I know you saw it. That's fine. I saw it too. But the fact that we saw it doesn't mean everybody else saw it. So we're going to break this down one little bit at a time. Okay. All right, good.
Abuse. In court, prosecutors pointed to a previous argument. Evidence presented throughout this trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional abuse. In court, prosecutors pointed to a previous argument during which he knocked a candle to the floor.
I completely lost my temper in that moment and threw it all on the ground. That's not something I would want my child to do. And I did that. I absolutely did that. And felt terrible about it.
The prosecutor.
Hey, and I'm just gonna make this clear too. So, any domestic case, if we arguing again, I'm speaking on the states that I know of: state of Jersey, New York. I don't think I've seen anything like that in Georgia and Florida, but those two states I know of, if me and another woman get into a physical altercation, we become domestic, and the cops get called. And let's just say she doesn't say anything, right? But there are signs of abuse in the house, like the stuff he just said. That's that can get you arrested. All right, that can get you arrested. I don't know how they do in your state. I don't know if you agree, disagree with that when it comes to domestic, because this is a domestic case. That's all I'm saying right at this point.
Yeah, obviously. What state was this in?
New York.
Okay.
New York charged him.
For some reason, I thought it was Jersey.
Hey, shout out to Brick City. All right, let's continue.
Prosecution also played audio Jabari had recorded earlier in the relationship where Majors encouraged her to act more like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama.
I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. The woman that supports me needs to be a great woman.
There are some.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. I don't care if I'm dating the white woman, the Asian woman, the Filipino woman, the Latino woman, the Haitian woman, the Jamaican woman, the Trinidadian woman, and the list could go on and on and on. I cannot tell my other half, like, hey, you need to be like these set individuals because I am a great man. I might think I'm the shizness. I might think I'm the bee's knees. But if there's a problem relationship, I need to address the actual problem relationship. I can't compare my woman to other women. Like, I get what he was trying to, I get the point he was trying to make, which had me thinking, like, how long they've been dating. Like, has it been like a year, 2 years?
That's another question that I had. Have you looked into that at all?
No. The only person who added just as much context with you was On the Spot Live. I can look it up right now just to see, because that's a really good question. Because they might add some context. Trying to make his girlfriend. Damn, they showing the new girl. Jeez. They showing Megan Good. That's Megan Good. We'll come back to that while I'm looking at that question. So anybody knows how long they've been dating the girl, the quote unquote the victim and Majors? Do anybody know? If not, we'll look into that later. Shout out to Flo. Flo said, in my state, if the cops get called for a DV at all, they have to leave with someone. Yeah, that's how it is in Jersey. Cops get called, like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm not. Hey, a matter of fact, if a female raises her voice and is in our house together or her place, I'm screwed. Like, I don't know. I don't know. People's different. I don't know. Maybe it's me. People's different. Harley Dead said, not at all, Great Pill. That was ridiculous statement. I could never imagine saying that at all, let alone in a record. He didn't know that's
a 2-year relationship.
Oh, a 2-year relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Appreciate the context. Yeah, but I don't even think he even knew he was being recorded. Did anybody ever see any of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trials? Like, nobody learned nothing from this. Nothing. Like, really? Yeah. Well, that's one. Okay. I thought it was when you come into a relationship, everybody recording everything at this point. As soon as you raise your voice, hold that moment, click. Okay, continue to talk. Nobody learned nothing.
Who question, especially in the Black community, as you're probably well aware, that people were saying, well, why was he telling this woman to be like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama?
It was me.
Yeah, good question.
Trying to give an analogy of of what it is I'm aspiring to be. You know, these great men, Martin, President Obama, in trying to give a reference point to that. One of the things I also...
Sir, I am a fan of Batman. I'm a fan of selective heroes I see in movies. I'm not going to tell my significant other, like, hey, I like Batman. Friction, I think you need to be more like all the women Batman dated. just to add up. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it still doesn't make any sense. Like, 2-year toxic relationship. I'm not telling another race or a particular same race to be like somebody else. Like, that's a whole nother standard. And two, we really don't, if we try to be 100, we really don't know the women that he listed. We don't know really what's going on in their life. We don't know how they was living behind the scenes, behind the wall. We just know what the front street of what Malcolm's wife or Martin's wife, or Curtis Scott's game. We only know what was portrayed in the front of the light. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. Okay. So you can't say, unless you're trying to say, hey, those women let their men do whatever they want and then they just went hush hush and shut up. Unless you're trying to say that as an analogy, but I don't understand the point of that. Shout out to, I guess, the Think Right. Appreciate you. Said, good to be seeing her. Great seeing you. Great also having data 2 weeks into the month. All right, shout out to you.
You saw that my shirt is his logo, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's his design. You see that?
Okay. Well, yes, I saw it. Okay, I didn't see the back. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
This shirt actually was sent to me from the Vic BC and Mrs. T BC.
Oh, nice.
Live.
What? So I'm guessing he has a channel. Is this the one? Vix was saying that he does like he makes like extra shirts. He made them one.
He actually did some shirts. I think it was specifically for them.
Okay, the first one they have are their logos, right?
No, or I don't know if it's their logo or not. To be honest with you, it was kind of like a random thing that I won on trivia night, and then Vapion won as well, and he donated his to my daughter so we could have matching shirts. So we actually just got them in the mail today. I just opened them up about an hour ago.
Okay.
So that's why I put it on, or else I wasn't really wearing my Georgia shirt.
I appreciate that. On the Spotlight says he was attempted to establish a dynamic with her based on how perceives himself to his own significant. Yeah, I get it, but he's a grown man. Like, you over the age of 40, like, who's sitting there telling me I'm trying to be like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? You need to be trying to be like them from the time you was, I guess, whatever age they was at, to be on that path to be who they are. And two, we can't always compare ourselves to everybody. You only could be you. I get like we have ideas of other people. I mean, idealistically, I mentioned Batman, for example, because, hey, in the comic books, Batman was a physical specimen, right? He always trained his mind, his body. He's always been like crazy aware. He was deemed as the quote unquote the world's greatest detective. So, but again, I can't use that same idea of a person from a comic book and then dating. I use Friction for example, and then next thing you know, lash out Friction and say, hey, Friction, you need to be more like the women that dated Batman because those women was XYZ. That doesn't make any sense. So the same reference with him comparing his 2-year toxic relationship girlfriend that's just happened to be white. You can't compare her to like, hey, well, you need to be more like Coretta Scott King. She will never be like that. Just on a type of woman that woman is, you never be that. And also the type of black woman she went through her time back then was a lot going on back then. So that's even more so. You can't fill those type of shoes. That's the dumbest thing to say. If anything, hey, babe, we both need therapy. How about that? We need some counseling to figure out our issues or your issues and my issues and our issues together. How about that? Since we try to put labels on people, how about like, hey, therapy, greatest symbol of all. So that's my thoughts on that. What's RT saying? He probably saying something trolly. I think he was trying to give a good motto to aspire to. Bro, but she white. She don't know nothing about even if she did know the history of it, she's white. I don't know what we're saying. And what to aspire to. She don't know all what's going on. You can say that. Same thing with the Batman analogy. Be more like Batman, RT. Be more aware. Be a detective. Be this. Aspire to be Batman. If I tell you that every time you get on my nerve, you're going to have a problem with me. You're going to have a problem. So I think that was the wrong thing to say, in my opinion. I think he should have came off more about like, hey, we really need to sit and talk down because I'm at the precipice of our relationship ending, or it's going to take another change. One of us is not going to like it. That's how I would have had that conversation.
Yeah, or if he even feels like he needs that Coretta Scott King, like he just needs a woman to like stand there and be in the background and support him, or somebody to be strong with him, whatever he needs, like that's something that he needs to express without telling her that she needs to be somebody else. And if he can't, clearly communicate that with her, then that's something that
another issue.
Yeah, obviously,
that's another issue. That's another issue.
That's a whole other problem.
Yeah. And thank you on the spot. She's not only white, she's not even from the US. So it's not even exactly. Exactly. Talking about somebody aspire to be Batman.
We'll say is like, I need her, in that case, Grace, to make the same sacrifices that I am making.
In a state.
Nobody can't make the same sacrifices as everybody else. Everybody can't make the same sacrifices. You and I'm not trying to play him out, but I'm actually giving him his grace. You are at this moment before this happened, you are a top A-list celebrity, bro. On the last 5 films and seasons and movies and shows you did was on top tier, the best ever. You met this chick and I'm not trying to play her out. You met this chick when she's a dancer from another country. What level are you trying to get her to be on with you? That doesn't add up.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make sense.
Shout out to Marcus. Marcus says, and we'll get back to the video. Marcus says, why does the skin or race play a factor in this scenario? Well, for him, when he made that comment, I think it made a factor for him because he's trying to say, hey, well, be these iconic people, that's happened to be black in our history that did the most, or better yet, which I feel was a major part in supporting these other major people like Malcolm X and Martin. So therefore, you need to be just like them. Maybe because they was in the back seat. Maybe because they was on the sidelines. Maybe they was supporting from a distance. Maybe a lot of stuff's going on behind the scenes that the public don't need to know, because there's some stuff going down, and show some text messages, and we'll show that because we're gonna air all this little interview out because some text messages will show too. So I think that's where he was perceiving that. So I think me personally, with this little conversation here, I think he was projecting more on her that he shouldn't even have to do that. Like even Miss on the Spot Live said herself, like he's not even from. She's whether she's white, she's not even from this country. So you're trying to put her in a box that she clearly doesn't belong. So that's my opinion with that one.
And then have her fill a role of a completely different race.
Yeah,
the strong. I mean, that's where it becomes a race thing. Because I know somebody said something about why does the skin or race play a factor in the scenario, but that's why it becomes a racial thing, and that's why he made it that. The fact that it's a racial thing is because he said you need to be more like a black woman supporting his black or her black husband.
Yeah, he made it that. He started that conversation. She's like, "Yeah, I'm from just like us Americans. We go over there, we date whoever." I'm like, "Yo, I don't care. I'm just trying to get in to fit in." All right, back to the video.
To ABC News, an attorney for Jabari said in part, It is not at all surprising that Mr. Majors continues to take no accountability for his actions, adding, the timing of these new statements demonstrates a clear lack of remorse for his actions.
Nah, my man ain't trying to admit to no guilt because I already know how court goes. He says, hey, I blame fault for this, and he can add sympathy and empathy to it. Oh man, they were like, hey, you know what? Let's go back to court and let's rehash this. I think that's why he's trying to make it clear. I did not do this. I did not do that. So we'll see what they got to say.
You feel you're not responsible for her injuries at all.
I shouldn't have been in the car.
Facts.
I shouldn't have stepped out of the relationship. I shouldn't have been in the relationship. If I'm not in the car.
Oh, thank you. So he did cheat. All right. Appreciate that. He said himself he should have never stepped out of the relationship, so he cheated.
None of this is happening. If I leave the relationship, none of this is happening. If I'm man enough or brave enough to say, I want to see somebody else, or I'm done now, I'm not in that car.
Yeah, but you should have said that the same day. The same day. RT. I can't with you, RT.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah.
He's quoting Derrick Jackson. I quoted Derrick Jackson. Yeah, you can. It's not that serious.
Okay. Yeah.
You can always calm down, take a little puff, and then handle your business.
RT, you are so full of it.
RT might be right though. RT say a lot of stuff.
Okay, so you guys might just see me as the white woman here, but
RT's a troll. Yeah, we don't do it
with a black man.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh man,
don't do it. RT's a troll. RT would really. Yeah, you're good. RT would literally say the opposite of everything else. So don't fall for it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, RT is.
I know how to read trolls, but that's right.
I don't know. We got some clever ones over here. Just wait.
Sometimes that's one of those things. It's just like,
yeah, but you know what's
you're not fooling anybody with that stupid comment.
You know what's a good troll though? I'll give you let Marcus right here. So it said she's falling for the. Yeah, exactly. That's a good troll. When you start engaging, that's when a good troll. You don't engage. All right, back to the. So here's the next second, pretty much a clip before the actual interview they put up. So here's the other one.
My exclusive interview with Jonathan Majors, the actor who was convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment just as his career was taking off. Majors says he always intended to take the witness stand, but didn't in the end because he felt the prior testimony was so compelling that there was nothing else for him to add. But now that the jury has spoken, he felt it was time to tell his story.
This has been very, very, very hard and very difficult and confusing in many ways.
Jonathan Majors breaking his silence just weeks after a Manhattan jury found him guilty of misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment of his ex-girlfriend.
Hold up. So what was the harassment part? What did they feel like it was harassment? Friction, do you know?
I don't know.
Because when I hear harassment, I'm thinking like, the constant calls, texting, the unwanted visits, just a lot of stuff on media. Like that's when I hear harassment, that's what I'm thinking of.
Let's see.
On the spot says, nah, his attorneys told him not to, like most of his. Okay. But then he spoke at the ending though. I know we're gonna get to that, but spoiler for most, he actually did he speak up? I think he did. RT said he is the prize, a A-list celebrity. He was just exercising his options, as Kevin Sam used to say. RT.
Grace Jabari, the actor, at times emotional.
Oh, sorry. I haven't seen my daughter in a long time. you know, and a lot of it has to do with this situation.
In a split verdict, Majors was found not guilty of 2 other misdemeanors, assault with intent to cause physical injury and aggravated assault. They're saying you didn't intend to injure her, but the result of your recklessness injured her.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you reckless?
I was reckless with her heart.
Not with her body.
Not with her body.
Ooh, that's deep.
Physical altercation started inside.
All right, so y'all let me know right here. He said he was reckless with her heart, but not with her body. But if I scoop you up like this, Vixen, am I doing some kind of injuries to your body if I'm grabbing you like that? I don't know. Maybe it's me. If I physically grab you like that, Vixen, am I doing injuries to your body?
Let me see this video.
I'll play it back for you. Matter of fact, I'll get you the uncut version. Hold up.
I was gonna say this is not the video, or I haven't seen this video. I've seen
you didn't see it?
I've seen some other stuff about this situation, but I haven't seen this specific video.
Well, this is actually the interview, but I'll show you the okay, here's the actual video. 1 second. Okay, I got you. Let me stop this.
What is S/O?
What are we looking at?
Marcus's comment.
Oh, shout out.
Oh,
shout out.
Okay.
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 Appreciate you, Anna. All right, so here's the actual video. So I'll blow it up for everybody to see versus what he said earlier. So let us play.
The jury deliberates. They will consider this jaw-dropping surveillance tape where it appears Jabari is pursuing Majors after a physical back and forth in the SUV over a text he received from another woman named Cleopatra. And then the big moment where Majors is accused of pushing her back into the SUV. The next day.
All right, so you saw it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me play it back for everybody. We'll slow people back in the bus.
Named Cleopatra. And then the big moment where Majors is accused of pushing her back into the SUV.
All right, so the question was
I can see her getting hurt right there.
If I grab you like that, okay.
I see women getting
hurt enough to it's like
hurt to enough what?
Hurt enough to where I can sustain injuries on your hand and the back of your ear by that movement.
The way that he picked her up and like her head was closer to the top of the door frame. And I mean, I don't know what's in the back seat of that car. There could be something back there, or I mean, here's the thing. You didn't get the before video. And that's what I always hate is you always see something afterwards when, and it's just like, a lot of these things that have caused riots up in the Northeast, like you always see a video that started at a certain point, but you never saw really what led up to that. And sometimes you need to see what led up to that because maybe that's where she sustained injuries. And in this case, I know that I've seen, police videos where regularly somebody's acting a fool. It's a woman, she's smaller or she's bigger, whatever. and they handle her even more gently, and she's on her backside, and they put her into a vehicle, and because of how she's trying to not get into that vehicle and she is being forcefully put into that vehicle, she has sustained injuries. And I've seen several of those videos, so I do think it is definitely possible, but I would also like to see the before video of what
I
happened
agree.
here.
And this is all we have. Shout out to Harley Day. He pretty much asks the same thing. What happened to the 10 seconds before he picks her up? The other two videos showed her chasing him. I'm not agreeing with him, but it's a weird effing edit. I agree. And also before Vixen came on, they were showing that he said they kicked out the evidence for him. He was saying that before this incident right here, that she had, put injuries on him, scratched his face, scratched his arm. So now, me personally, if I'm getting body injuries right there, and I get it, most guys are like, hey, I'm a man, I can take the pain, but we got to separate the two. He's a celebrity. This is drama. Why would I want to put myself in that situation? So again, if you're physically doing some kind of harm to me, I'm instantly calling cops. I'm instantly getting away from you. I'm having whoever my agent, whoever is around me, handle this situation, because this is something in this video right now I don't want to be in the middle of, and I don't want to be labeled as something. Because I just watched his little gathering group together with the people from Ant-Man, and he quoted and he said, hey, this is a family fun film. So like he knows that. He knows that. So if you're aware of it, be careful of what you're doing out in public.
Exactly. And so can I state something? Because
sure.
I was actually talking to my husband about this, because he and I regularly disagree on certain things, and we just learned to get along in the middle of it. But, he was kind of siding with the guy, of course. And I think most men generally want to side with the guy. And I always try and bring out the woman point. And sometimes it's like almost harder for him to see like the middle. But there is a lot of stuff that is going on with their relationship that if he knew that he was struggling in that relationship and that it wasn't going anywhere, and he was telling her, hey, you need to be more like Coretta Scott King, and she wasn't going to fulfill that role, then at a certain point, he needed to cut ties.
Yes.
And because everything that happened, I hate to say it, was brought on by his own actions, by him going, out at, like, you should, I would freaking flip. It's my 11-year anniversary tonight with my husband. And if he got a phone message saying, oh, I can't wait to kiss you again, I would knock his ass out.
Could be a female pastor.
Like, I don't care.
Want to give blessings. Just want to give blessings.
Not like, hey, you don't need to be messaging in that.
I mean, the spirit works in mysterious ways, Friction. The spirit works.
But by Cleopatra. Ooh, I can't wait.
That could be a new religion. I don't know. That could be a new religion.
No, it's happening. he brought this on himself.
All right, fair enough. Anna says, I can't blame no woman for chasing that man. I'll chase him too. In heels, Anna? Let us know.
Inside an SUV after Majors received a suggestive text message from another woman. Hours later, after Majors placed a 911 call, police found Jabari unconscious on the closet floor in their apartment, as seen in this body camera.
Oh, he said their apartment.
Camera footage.
You feel that you did anything wrong on the night of March 25th? If you could relive that night?
I wouldn't have picked her up. I wouldn't have put her back in the car. I wouldn't have tried to keep her in the car. I would have gotten out that car and ran immediately.
Hold up. So he said he wouldn't pick her up. So that means he knew that she was drunk at a party that he wasn't invited to, or he wasn't attending? Is that the story? So hold up. So let's rehash this. So the story goes, his girlfriend was at a party / club that I guess he told her not to be at, and then she got drunk or something. So he went there, found out she was drunk. He went there to go get her, and then she refused to go, and then all this took place. Is this what I'm hearing? Yeah, because this is I'm because I what is the case, and I'm putting fault on him because I'm trying to understand like what I get it. Like my girlfriend drunk, or I found out my girlfriend drunk at a party event. I get there, she's clearly refusing to leave. At that moment, how would you should act? Now, Friction already made a comment earlier, like, "Hey, before this party, you saw all types of red flags. You're saying all types of things." That would be the moment, like, "Hey, let's cut ties right here, and or distance myself from you." That would be the time. So now you found out your girl at a party or some event and she's drunk. So now you decide to, like, in the back of your mind, you knew all this going on, but you're still going there. Shout out to Harley says, "See, that's the thing, Friction. I don't care." I guess so. Yeah, I had a conversation. That's the thing. I don't care. That's the issue. I mean, we are all human and have emotions, but Lily seeing a message and just being like, "Nope," and aggressive. Yeah, but hey, some women like that though. But again,
Well,
go ahead if you.
yeah, no, I was saying not that I was saying that she could just like see a text message and like immediately go ahead and get aggressive or violent about it. You know, I definitely think that there's a time for you know, an adult confrontation, or just sitting down and, you know, I mean, it is a confrontation, just sitting down and asking them, "Hey, you know, what's this
And what
about?"
about what about the main rule? Like this is a main rule all guys say. Don't argue with the woman. Or why are you arguing with the woman? That's something we all guys say. So if you know you're coming to a woman that's generally going to be argumentative, combative, why even engage in that? Just address it the best way you can. Clearly, you know it's not going no further than that. The fact that he was in public, for me, that was a win. It was a video showing that there was like what 3 other people around her, and she's saying they're friends. All right, y'all gonna take her home? She looked like she's inebriated. She looked like she's a little bit drunk. I can't handle her. She don't want to come home with me. Can y'all take her home? I got me a hotel, stayed there.
Well, like technically, you went out of your way to go and try and pick her up anyway, didn't you?
Yeah,
So
but I'm not fighting her in that vehicle. We see the video right here. I'm not fighting her to put in her van. I'm not fighting her to put in her vehicle.
Wait, did he not pick her up and like?
Yeah, I'm saying before that. I'm saying like what I would do before that, because there's a actually video showing other people, like a lot of stuff going on in public. Like he went there, tried. He went there for his woman, tried. It didn't work out. She stated that it was other people outside. He was there, went in there, and he decided to leave. I'm saying at that moment, there's better ways to have a conversation. If it can't be with her, maybe mutual friends or party. Hey, she's inebriated. She's drinking too much. She's not listening to reason for me. Can y'all can y'all deal with her? Because I don't want to sit here all night. I'm Jonathan F. Majors. I gotta go. I got things to do. I don't know how I was gonna say it, but this is what it is. I gotta go. That's how I would have played it. And the fact that I'm going from there, I got my phone. So she whatever reasons or receipts she's trying to look for, I got my phone. I'm good. Let me go home. Matter of fact, I don't even want to go home because she's coming. I gotta see her face coming back in. Wake me up a minute. Let me go get a hotel, 5-star. Because again, I'm Jonathan F. Majors. Let me go get a 5-star hotel, do my thing. And the moment I'm leaving, because this is where we saw the video, right? The moment I see her walking behind me, and this one I'm with Harley on this one. The moment I hit around that corner, I'm running. I'm hiding behind a vehicle or something, or looking to, hey, she don't find me. When she goes somewhere else, I'm going the other way. Call my Uber where I need to call, and get my hotel, and that's it. And I'm disconnecting all ties with her. I will never let it lead up to this point right here. So that's what I'm saying. So
You met back in 2021 on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The prosecution has described your relationship with Grace Jabari as tumultuous and abusive. How would you describe that 2-year relationship?
I loved Grace. Our relationship was...
That's not what she asked you.
It was not healthy, you know, and that
What did he
began
say?
to reveal itself.
Upgraded?
He said, I love Grace. But that's not what she asked him. She asked him a direct question.
Yeah.
Prosecution has described your relationship with Grace
It's
Jabari as tumultuous and abusive. How would you describe that 2-year relationship?
I loved Grace. Our relationship was... It was not healthy, you know, and that began to reveal itself over time.
Why'd you stay?
I was scared. With the red flags, I found that, I use this word, this is dangerous. This is months before the incident. I should...
Again, I'm confused with this one. He's saying that he was scared. Fear works in a lot of ways. Blackmail is another form of fear. So I'm trying to understand, like, what is he afraid of? Is he afraid that she's going to air her dirty laundry, which clearly she didn't do from what we was told? Was he afraid that she may delete herself or have some self-harm? That might be another option. Like, what is he afraid of? I'm confused. I'm confused.
Been brave. I should have said, no, this isn't working. And I should have walked away. And I didn't.
Troubling signs in the relationship were revealed when
Yeah, you were making good now.
prosecutors presented text messages where Majors expressed suicidal thoughts, saying, maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just kill myself. Were you suicidal?
The ideations of removing myself from situations.
This is a good way to play the victim role.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You want to expand upon that? Like, why you think that?
Let's just say that I lived and worked around certain facilities when I was still juvenile, even for at least 1.5 years. And I know exactly how people play the victim card. And I also know that when you have somebody that's famous, of course they're going to be staged a certain way, and they're going to be told exactly how they're going to have lawyers, or their whoever it is that freaking handles them, their agents and shit like that, and their lawyers, they're going to tell them, okay, you just need to say these types of things, and you need to put it off as if you are the victim. And when he's getting questioned with things that he has actually done that are violent and acting out, and he's just like, yeah, that. What in the? I'm sorry. Did y'all just hear that too?
No, I didn't hear nothing except for you explaining something.
I don't know if a tree just fell outside my. I'm sorry. We've had crazy rain.
Yeah, we did too.
A really loud noise right outside my window right here.
Okay. I can pull you down if you need to go check. You wanted to go check it out?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But all right, bring me back to my.
Sorry. Yeah, you said it's a good way to for him to be playing a victim.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're basically, told how they need to talk to anybody in these interviews. They are coached in everything that they need to say properly to make it fall off of them, even if it's not necessarily like I'm the one that's being abused, like to take the heat off of them and put a little bit more pressure on the other person so they can stay in their role. and people don't look at them in a bad light. And that is common, I mean, throughout any relationship. And people will say things a certain way to somebody else, and they won't actually tell facts of what the relationship was, specifically, so they can stay being seen in the light that they're
Okay, so
people.
if that's the case, then so how we tell the difference apart from the truth tellers and the liars then?
Generally,
Because let's just say, for example, he's telling the truth. But if we're saying that he's using that to play a victim card,
and you know what? The more I think about it, some of the police videos that I watch are also probably another thing that really kind of give it away. Ask somebody something that's true and see how they react, and how quickly they try and tell a lie, or how quickly they will actually tell you the truth. No problem. And then when they tell you, and then ask them something that that they're going to lie about, or ask them something that that they would lie about, and see how they respond from there. And the response is, when you lie versus when you don't lie, sometimes will actually get you caught up, because when you have to lie, or you get caught up with a question where you would have to lie, you almost don't know what to say. Oh, I didn't do that. Or oh, that was so bad of me, and I just acted out. But then as soon as you get asked a question about what they did, oh, well, she was definitely abusive to me, and I should have seen I saw the red flags, and it's like you're trying to take some of that blame yourself, like, I saw the red flags, but I kept going. It's like you're trying to take some of that heat and put it on you, so you're not trying to shove it all off on her. But at the same time, you're the one that's doing it. You're running different relationships. You got different stuff going on, and you're trying to make yourself seem out to be like the good guy in the end. That's what I mean. He portrayed, or I portray him as.
yeah,
Trying to play the good guy.
I could totally see that. Marcus says yes because most of the public is going off the assumption and not trying to dive deep into the details most of the time. I agree too, but also that's why I asked the question about, like, how can you tell difference? So again, we wasn't there with these people, so we don't know. So a lot of this is speculation and perspective on our part. That's pretty much why we ask the questions. But also, I will add this. Usually, psychopath can sit there and just lie straight to your face with a clear cut smile and anything else you would never know. So, not saying he is one, but the fact that he just admit that he had, clear sign depression. So we don't know what was going on. So maybe he was using her for like a handicap, some kind of hold on, because he was going through his own things. But he just admitted that he was cheating. She said by somebody named the texting and clear here. According to RT, he upgraded with Megan Good, so he's with Megan Good now. So I don't know. It could be this. That could be a secret code name. RT. Megan Good could be a secret name. So we don't know.
Is a thought that I've had. Since I was a kid, since I was a young boy on the farm in Texas, it's not there anymore. I've done that. I'm doing the work to keep it at bay and make sure it's not there anymore.
Through it all, Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview. How would you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta,
Not a Coretta.
I'm so blessed to have her. The relationship is still fresh, but I think I found her.
The March 2020
All right, we're gonna see. I'm gonna give it 2 years. I'm not trying to hate on the man. I hope everybody be happy to they shit, but I'm gonna give it like 2 years. I'm giving
He
it 2.
did. So he did actually say like she's holding me down like a Coretta, right?
Yep. He says she's like a
Oh
Coretta.
my god.
Yeah, man. He put her in the bubble. He put her in that box.
23 incident thrust Major's dating history into the forefront. A Rolling Stone article back in June detailed multiple allegations of abusive behavior dating back to Major's relationships in college. Allegations Majors vehemently denies.
They did a crazy extensive deep dive. Like they trying to build a history of this dude. That's crazy. Who's the people? So they should have brought them to court. If this is the case back in, was it college, high school? They should have brought these people up to speak up.
His attorneys offered past partners to defend him. Have you ever had issues with domestic abuse?
I've witnessed it, but never participated. You know, I mean, I've been smacked up before. You know, but yeah.
What was funny?
He's been smacked up before.
Yeah, I think all men. We got some men in chat. For the fellas in the chat, have you ever had a woman physically grab you, physically slap you, attempt to put hands on you, openly yell in public to demoralize or demean you? That would be a yes or no for the men in the chat. I think almost every man kind of went through this. Either we got slapped once, or a woman tried something like that, or yelled in public. That's pretty much what he's saying. Yes. We got RT. RT says 70% of domestic abuse is actually initiated by women. RT says yes. So yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. I said not a single time, Grey Pill. Not anyone. You never seen it? Your homies got slapped or yelled, screamed, whatever. Yeah, mothers count too. That's abuse.
I
That's
don't
abuse.
think. I mean, well,
That's abuse.
I don't know.
Depends on what you did. What you
yelling
did.
at your partner in public anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, well, I was saying the only time that I've ever abused any partner that I've ever been with was, I mean, like abusal spouse or spousal abuse or like relationship abuse was one time, and he still stayed with me. I backhanded the crap out of him. He used the N-word in front of me for like the last time. I was so tired of it, and I told him next time we say it, I said, I'm literally, I grew up in California. We are very open, and that was not a very loved word in my community. And he was just like, oh, what this? I was driving.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Crap out of him.
Thank you for sharing. Harley Dad said, I've seen it, but never been a victim of it. Yeah. There you go.
Never exercised it. Those relationships went back to when I was 21, 22 years old, and I just think, was I a jerk? Was I a mean guy? And I go, yeah, knowing what I know now, like, oh, severe depression, childhood trauma. I've had very few relationships, so I can gather what situations we're talking about. Yeah, I was not the best boyfriend all the time.
But never hit a woman.
Never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman, ever.
After gaining critical acclaim for
Well, there you go. He said what he said.
films like The Last Black Man in San Francisco, Majors once.
Can you run that back about 15 seconds when he was saying that last line or two?
Sure.
And can you blow it up?
Sure.
Never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman, ever.
After
You catch that, or you need me to go back a little bit further?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't buy it.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
Gaining critical acclaim for films like The Last Black Man in San Francisco, Major's once red-hot career is now seemingly at a standstill.
How are you feeling?
Moments after the verdict, Marvel Studios dropped him. He was set to play the prominent character Kang in upcoming films.
I am Kang!
But
I ain't gonna lie. I think they, Disney, Hollywood was waiting for that verdict. Like, I think they was prepping for all this. Like, we need to know the verdict, and then we can move further with this. As soon as they said nope, there was a phone call.
despite the possibility of serving time, Majors believes the script for his career is still being written. You think you'll ever work in Hollywood again?
Yeah, I do. I pray I do.
Wear a dress, bro. Wear a dress. You get by. Do you think he'll have any some more work in Hollywood? Do you think he'll be on the same level as he was? Like, because he started a lot of good major roles. Krieg, Ant-Man, playing as series on Loki.
So that's so funny because I actually, like, if you look on my phone right here, I was looking up where in the freaking hell is this guy popular from? Because it said that he was in 5 major films.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of him. And I thought that this was like, I could have swore you said something about Katt Williams too, right?
Yeah, well, but that's going to be the last part I was going to bring, because Katt Williams actually spoke about a lot of stuff, and I was unaware that he spoke on this situation. So that's going to be pretty much after the video, and this is I'm trying to make sure I get the last one, because he was very colorful with his words. So just want to make sure. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I got the video right.
Have you ever seen the video of Katt Williams getting knocked out by choked out by a 13-year-old?
Yes, that was like so long ago. Is that any reference to the Jonathan Majors?
Oh no.
Okay.
I didn't know what you were trying to pull up.
I'm not pulling up Katt Williams getting beat up by a 13-year-old. That has nothing to do with
Oh
this.
no.
Becoming one of Hollywood's brightest stars with acclaim for his dramatic performances and a promising future as a Marvel villain.
All right, and this is for the chat and of course Vixen. This is where the new uploaded interview. There's more context to this, so this is the one I was speaking of earlier. So this is the one we're gonna go through. Then we'll have Katt voice his opinion about the whole Jonathan Majors.
But now actor Jonathan Majors is facing the possibility of up to a year in jail after All
right, I'm sorry to be hating, but I don't know why the officer with the braids, her hair is so bright red. I apologize. I'm just trying to understand why.
Conviction on misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment in connection with an altercation involving his then girlfriend. He sat down exclusively with me for his first interview since his arrest, discussing the relationship at the center of the trial, the role that he says race played, and why he didn't take the stand. Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
My opinion, damage control. Again, my opinion, damage control. Let me speak up. Court of public opinions on me. Let me get this out the way. Get ahead of it.
Felt like it was time. A lot has happened in my personal life, in my career, in the culture, and conversely, the impact of this. It's about responsibility and coming forward and being brave and giving my part of the story.
In an ABC News exclusive, actor Jonathan Majors sat down with me in his first interview since a jury handed down a guilty verdict for
Again, I like to apologize. I don't know why. It's a little low-key trigger me. The hair. I don't know why officer got like the light color braids in the hair. I don't know. But I didn't know he had kids. Did anybody? Did you know this, Vixen? That he had kids?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, I know that I saw that he had an ex-wife, so I
Oh wow.
mean, it might be easy to assume that if you have an ex-wife and you have plenty of other exes, that you spread some love and spread some seeds.
But I thought wasn't he comparing somebody to Coretta Scott King? So he didn't want to. So when I don't know, man. That is now sounding a
That's
little
it.
bit
He just needs that
hypocrisy.
strong woman by his side. Like,
A lot of
you know,
hypocrisy.
it's like he just needs a strong woman by his side to support him and be there for him and, do everything for him. And,
He had one.
whatever
He had a
he
strong,
needs.
crazy woman. His love was too
That's all.
strong.
That's all he wants. It's not about like her morals or her standards or what her life was. It's about like I just need a woman to be here and support me through every freaking thing that I need. And like when I say, "Hey, jump," you say, "How high?" And I say, "Cook biscuits," you cook the biscuits. When I say, "Hey, walk me with these picket signs," we're walking with the picket signs. Sorry, it's
Yeah,
just a woman thing.
biscuits and
It's just a woman thing.
biscuits.
Look, man, I love me some biscuits and gravy before I got filled.
Biscuits and picket signs. That's the woman thing. Everybody, I just want to put that out there. That's the woman thing. All right, back to video. All right. Yeah.
With some sausage gravy. Oh my god!
Don't forget the picket signs. Got to get to hit the picket signs.
Sausage gravy and
A misdemeanor and a violation of harassment in the second degree.
I haven't seen my daughter in a long time, and a lot of it has to do with this situation. It all has to do with this situation, and she needs to see this, and the hard things need to be done. But it's been hard, everything's kind of gone away.
The 30.
I don't know, man. At this point, the more I listen to this, it's like just because I'm still harping on the fact, like you told another woman that's really not even from this country. You're telling her to be like other historical people in this country, to be like them, and you was married, had a kid by your first wife. Was that very Malcolm X of you? Was that very Martin Luther King of you? And you trying to compare somebody else to be of that type of caliber, but you're Martin Luther King wasn't an actor. Malcolm X wasn't an actor. I'm just trying to understand this here. Like, what are we trying to compare ourselves to? It's very, very, very hypocritical.
4-year-old actor was a rising star.
This is our family story.
Known for his roles in HBO's Lovecraft Country, Creed 3.
I'm coming for everything.
And Marvel productions like last year's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
You're an interesting man. Scott Lang.
And it was on that movie set back in 20.
Now you see.
Okay, I know what's his face? God, I don't even know the other guy's name. The white guy with the dark hair that was right there.
Mm-hmm. Ant-Man.
Yeah, that he was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, and he was in like the pregnant movie or whatever. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the damn movie right now.
Fair enough. Back to the video. Probably thinking about
but now I so he was the main guy in that movie.
Yes, he was the one of the main stars. Yeah, he was the main star in Ant-Man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't, just because I hadn't seen him before. But okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the ones that I've, again, because I get it, because everybody's like, I'm a sci-fi person, so I don't know if yours or not, but those movies, Lovecraft Country was a supernatural series. Very, very, very good series on HBO. I recommend anybody to see it. That's how I first knew of him. And then next thing you know, the Krieg movie, and then Devotion was another one. and then Ant-Man, and then Loki. Only reason for those, because again, that's pretty much my lane of type of shows I like to watch. But if anybody's a quote unquote fan of vampire, supernatural, all that stuff, that's actually something Lovecraft Country is what he played on in a series, along with the other group of people. So it's a really, really good series.
If you have any book recommendations, my daughter loves that stuff, and she loves reading.
She likes sci-fi. I would suggest Anne Reese and take it from there.
Anne Rice?
Anne Rice, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has a lot of good selections. Like any, just
You know, my
grab it.
mom would probably get along really well. My mom's favorite author was Anne Rice.
I haven't read. Unfortunately, I haven't had the pleasure of reading the books, but I watched all her everything that's contributed to her, and then I took it from there.
All right, well, let's see what
21,
he's
where he
doing.
met 30-year-old British dancer Grace Jabari. The pair dated until March of 2023, when Majors called 911 the day after a fight that was caught on surveillance video.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious. She's my ex-partner. We broke up. I came back. She sent me text messages insinuating as much.
Hold on, he said she sent text messages insinuating what?
That were, you know, she's my girlfriend. We had,
she's
you know.
She's my ex-partner. We broke up. I came back. She sent me text messages insinuating as much.
Okay, then we're broken up. Okay.
I stayed in a hotel last night. I came home this morning.
Police found Jabari on the closet floor of their apartment. Majors was arrested by New York City police, accused by Jabari.
Hey, I'm sorry. Something just came to my head too. Have cameras all over your house. Okay, if you're a celebrity, you got that money. Have cameras all. Yeah, not the bathroom though, because that's a little bit kind of extra. Not the bathroom, but have cameras all over your house, because people start doing some stuff like this woman doing. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just allegedly, right? She's showing scrapes, gashes on her neck and all this stuff. But the only thing they actually talk about is the bruises on her finger and behind her ear. So I would suggest just have cameras all in your household. When people start doing stuff like this, you can have all of it. Moti said, I read interview. I don't know if there's an interview out there that you read. Okay, there's some about Anne Reese. I apologize. Let me stay out their business.
Of assault, strangulation, and harassment, convicted last month, but acquitted of 1 count of assault and 1 count of aggravated.
Okay, that was the allegedly strangulation, but that wasn't. I didn't hear anything about that being submitted into the court.
And harassment, convicted last month, but acquitted of 1 count of assault and.
That's what. Now, we don't know if the injuries were sustained by her in the vehicle, but all we saw is him grabbing her, putting her in the vehicle. And this could, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, and this is me guessing, this could be from when she tried to grab the phone from his hand. That injury could have came from there. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even have to see that and question if that's actually caused from him or if it was caused from something where she was just kind of lashing out in anger or like in desperation and whatever kind of situation that they were in at the moment. But I still feel like there's a lot of deception that I can read coming from him in his interviews. And I think that if he went back and he watched his own interviews, that he'd be like, "Oh shit, we got caught up right there."
I don't think. Well, that's what he got lawyers for. But unfortunately, his lawyers wasn't very smart. I think Mark was in the last time we had the group conversation about this. We all agreed that his defense, he could have went a different direction with the defense, because he went somewhere left and it went a split decision with it. I don't know, but this is a lot.
1 count of aggravated harassment, meaning the.
And then there's that. I don't know how you get that. Because last time they were saying like, because that's behind, because it's like behind the ear. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me push you in the vehicle. We seen the whole altercation in the vehicle. He got pushed. She got scooped up and pushed in the vehicle. I didn't see any hands, his arms moving to the part where like it got her in the back of the neck. I'm guessing, and I'm just guessing, speculating here. Maybe she was fighting in her way and she probably hit her back of her own ear. I'm just guessing, or something that she probably fell into. Because again, at the house where she's laying in the back of, she was drunk. So I don't know. Maybe she blacked out and just say, "Hey, I got a bruise here," or the cops. Because in the beginning of all this, cops was feeding her information to say. That was another report that the officers was feeding her information to say a lot of stuff.
I don't know. That is a very, very strange injury. And I mean, I've been really drunk. I'm 35. I've been drunk plenty of times when I was younger, and I've been in fights. And I mean, I've been in physical fights when I was drunk or not drunk. And that's kind of a very weird placement for an injury.
Yeah.
It's also a weird injury.
I agree. I don't know. I'm guessing. I think she self-inflicted this while she was drunk at the house by herself and going, just raging out because her man wasn't home. To be fair, she did chase him in heels.
She may have been getting cosmetology surgery on her ears, and just like ripped the stitches that like popped out and was like, "Oh, look at what he did to me."
I hope she didn't get no BBL.
Intentionally.
Okay. A little trigger warning here. I don't know what's going on with Major's suits. He got the sleeve folded. The jacket looked like silver. The pants look like silver. I don't know what we're doing here. Why are we wearing this? This is for the slow people in the back. Y'all see this suit? It's not coordinating.
Believe he assaulted her intentionally.
Not even matching with his girl.
Your reaction to that verdict?
Shock. I was absolutely shocked, and afraid. I'm standing there, and the verdict comes down. I say, how is that possible?
Oh, I could tell you, sir. I could tell you. Let me go ahead and put my 2 cents in this one. Well, you knew you was dating a crazy chick. Yeah, both was in the toxic relationship. You got wind of that she was a little bit taking a libations. You heed to her call at that moment. Empathy. You was being the good boyfriend. Let me reach out to my girl. Let me get her home safe. And unfortunately, your girl said, "Hey, I saw some text messages. I'm gonna have a few more bottles. I'm not liking you right now." So you try to take her home. She said, "No, let me see the phone before we go home." He said, "No." She said, "Yes." You said, "No." She said, "Yes." You said, "No." Y'all had an altercation in public. So you left. But you stayed. But you left. But you stayed. Then you left. Then you saw a group of people she was with. You had some words, or she said some words. You left. All we know in the videos, a lot of stuff was going on. We couldn't hear, but we could see you running. She's doing the female million man run behind you, and here we are now. Yeah, I'm not really shocked. I see it. I'm shocked that you took a lot of directions that wasn't very wise ones, but I see it.
Based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence, how is that possible?
After the verdict, in a statement, Jabari's attorney wrote in part, "Justice was finally served today, proving that the truth can prevail even in the face of power. Grace did not choose to be in this situation. Grace has been publicly attacked as a result of her courage to testify to the truth, but her unwavering resolve to see this case through to the end was born out of her desire to give other survivors similar courage when justice requires."
The prosecution has described your relationship with Grace Jabari as tumultuous and abusive. How would you describe that 2-year relationship?
I loved Grace.
Still not answering the question. Still not asking the question.
He likes beating the bush.
Yeah, this is the whole narrative spin.
Our relationship was it was not healthy, you know, and that began to reveal itself over time. But there was no abuse.
In court, Jabari claims she sustained head injuries, but never said how she received them. Entered into evidence these partially redacted text messages.
Okay, let me blow this up because here's the text messages. Okay, it says here, it's just fake. You have, I fear you, have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions, and as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation if you do lie and they suspect something. That is Majors talking to Grace. And then Grace responds, they block out some part of it and says, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. If I go, I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need something stronger. I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? Majors responds, I feel like you want to be together, as in to not embarrass yourself for everything you said to our friends and family. Last night I considered deleting myself versus coming home. Wow.
RT just has the bad words in it.
Well, I think I need to see them bad words. I'm with RT. I need to see them bad. I need to see it all. Context matters. Angry, appreciate you. Angry Snowman 2 said that might be from where her head was bounced off the top of the door when he picked her up and tried to put her in the back seat. That could be true too. I mean, I did see the back of the part she's saying right here in the headache. That could make some kind of sense because it did look like it was quick, but it did look like her back of her head hit. But me and Friction was pretty much questioning the ear damage because that's like way back deep behind your earlobe, behind your ear. So it's like how? All right, back to the video.
Is from September of 2022. Majors writes, it's just fake. And I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions. And as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation, even if you do lie and they suspect something. Jabari responds in part, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you?
This is literally a nightmare. I don't know what happened. I don't know what injuries you're talking about.
The July incident, 2022, where she says you started throwing things, including a candle. Tell us what happened there.
You know, we were in an argument. I was on the other side of the room, away from her, as I think she testified. And by my bedside table, I did a sweep, and I knocked over.
Yeah, I'm glad. I should just play this one instead because they added everything together. That's pretty much what we were talking about earlier. Just when it comes to domestic cases, this is like a no-no. Again, I'm just going to keep saying it again. Don't try not to argue or get into any altercation with your significant other at all, and especially doing something like he just said. Hey, in the heat of the moment. I'm actually going to say I believe him at this point, right? I'm going to take him for his word. I believe him. In the heat of moments, I slapped something. I got upset. I slapped something or knocked it down or threw something on the ground, whatever. Don't do any of that. Just like when I say leave, just leave. Because even with this case, because even said that she was thanks to I apologize, I forgot your other name. Somebody in the chat had mentioned earlier said, hey, she was arrested, charges was dropped, and here we are now, right? They moved on to him. But even if charges wasn't dropped, let's say she never did anything, the fact that he had an argument and she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, the cops come in, they see something like this, 9 out of 10 times, he's going to be arrested, or they're going to ask him like, hey, you know what? You just leave. Don't even come to the house. Because if phone calls or text messages add up to this kind of conversation, you're going to be the guilty person. You're going to be looking just as guilty. Just like the text message, him talking about self-lead himself. Like him saying that, it could be deemed as him part of his depression, but at the same time, it could be deemed as evidence against himself. Like, hey, this is stuff you're adding up. Like you're saying you want to delete yourself. You're saying like you're knocking over things. You seem like you want to take her out and then take yourself out. Like this is a lot. This could be a passionate crime. Like this could be a lot going on against you. So, fellas, even ladies, whoever, most of you fellas, because fellas get it worse. Don't argue with no woman, man. Don't argue with no woman. You can have some conversations, but if it get raised up to the point where you got to throw things and knock stuff off, leave. If you agree, disagree, Vixen, before I go on to the video.
And women, the same for you. If you guys are listening, or if you girls, because now we have to be all like they, them, their, guy, girl, gal, whatever you are out there. Because I know that I've been to the point where I've put my fist through, quarter-inch thick medicine glass cabinet, and I'm still. I think I've always been a reasonable enough adult to realize that, like, hey, it's better off to put your hand in this glass than in somebody's face. But
Not even that.
at the same time,
Not even that.
at the same time, when you walk away from it, you're like, hey, dumbass,
Not
you've
even
got
that.
glass in your hand now, and it's really not worth it at all.
Emotional damage.
No, she.
Not even that. Yeah, not even that. Breathe.
How do you name your Asian baby?
Not even that.
Drop a pan down a stair.
I
Ting tang
completely
wong.
lost my temper in that moment and threw it all on the ground. What she also said is that afterwards I wept and cried in the corner and said I'm sorry and this. And I was, and I am.
The prosecution said you allegedly wrote, I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I'm killing myself soon. I've already put things in motion. Were you suicidal?
I've been diagnosed with severe depression, and I'm taking the steps needed to alleviate, some of those symptoms, ideations of.
Yeah, but you said, dude, you just said that night you already took necessary steps to delete yourself. So at the same breath now you're saying you've been taking steps to avoid that. And no disrespect to Megan Good, that's a lot. I'm going to be honest. If you're dating somebody that got like depression and you're not aware of his triggers, or you're not aware of like his moments like that, that's a lot to handle in a relationship with somebody. Good luck to her. That's a lot.
Removing myself from situations permanently is a thought that I've had, since I was a kid.
It all came to a head in March of last year when Jabari and Majors got into a fight.
Woo!
Much of it
I
captured
still
on
see your head
surveillance
hitting that.
video and used as evidence in the trial. Jabari testified that it all began when Majors received a text from another woman. He says it read, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you."
So let's go back. You and then girlfriend Grace Jabari are in the backseat of a chauffeured car. She sees a text from another woman. Things seem to spiral from there. Yeah. What happened next?
Yeah, the text from another woman. Again, I said at the beginning, I did that. I did that. I got to it. I show her. Right? It's in my hand. She grabs it. We scuffle for the phone. I pull the phone back. I receive my injuries. I open the door. I step out. She comes. Then one of the biggest mistakes of my life.
Yo, they keep playing this back and forth like this the smoking gun. They keep playing this back. They're not gonna never let that video go.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what he was charged or what the sentencing was or whatever. I mean, I would say, if you're sitting out there manhandling somebody, it's not for their health or their well-being, specifically because like they have I mean, like in my husband's case, like if he was drunk out on the streets and falling off the curb, like incoherent, like I would pick him up, and even if he was angry, like I would still pick him up, and people might find that like, oh, don't touch him, but it's like, okay, there's a certain point where it becomes taking care of somebody and looking out for them versus being aggressive. And I don't really know what the situation is, and now. I don't know how true the depression stuff is, and there's psychiatrists and therapists and whatever all throughout Hollywood that make up shit out on the stand. They had this issue and they were dealing with these bipolar or depression issues.
Yeah, but let's switch the role right here because you said so let's put you in the same situation with your husband. So you're telling me you find out your husband drunk, you like go to your husband to this party, this event, he don't want to leave. So what would you do if this situation was reversed and it was you are Jonathan Majors and your husband is Grace?
Okay, so I've actually been in this situation before. Well, kind of, but I was actually there with him, and
he got drunk and said, "Vix, I ain't going nowhere. I'm loving where I'm at."
I told him, I said, "Hey, look, you're really freaking out of whack right now. You're incoherent of what is going on in the real world." And I said, "I think it's time to go." I said, the club is going to be closing soon, and we still have 45 minutes to drive home. I said, but this is kind of one of those situations where it's like, we need to get out. We need to get out before the police start stopping us because you guys reek like alcohol. And I have to get you guys home 45 minutes away. And I think the distance thing was an issue. So he was just like, oh, but at the same time, my husband's in a wheelchair.
Right,
So
if
I want to, I just like grab the back of his wheelchair.
The same situation, you Jonathan Majors, he's Grace. What was the outcome?
I mean, absolutely. If my husband's able to get up and walk away, and
but he's not. Like, he said, "Hey, I'm fine where I'm at."
That's what I'm saying. No. I'm saying if he was able to get up and walk away, or like,
yeah, but we're talking about you.
I'm saying I wasn't able to roll him with me. Like, I would definitely let that be a situation that splits. If you think that there are so many red flags in your relationship that there is something that you're questioning even being with them, and then they have a night like this as well, it's like, where's that click in your head?
Well, you just had the same situation like this. So you stayed with yours. Jonathan left with his and got making good.
No, but they didn't really make good though, did they?
No, I'm saying he's with Megan Good, the new. Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah, which I don't know. I'd be scared for her. Yeah, but I mean, my situation though, it was like just my husband kind of being a little loosey goosey, and I'm worried about him getting into some trouble.
Yeah, so that's what Jonathan Majors was saying. That's what he was saying. It's like, hey, my girlfriend was a little loosey goosey. He saw that he didn't want to get in trouble, so he tried to help her out. but it didn't work out. So she's more focused about what's going on my phone. I showed her the phone. Yeah, okay, I did do it. Now what? You still need to get your ass home because you're still drunk. She refused to go, and this is the outcome. So,
Yeah.
so just just switching the roles. What would have you done if your husband was drunk in this situation? You're like, hey, I'm trying to get my husband home, but he refused to go home. Would you still stick around to fight to get him back to the house? Or would you just like, you know what? It's not working out. I'm trying to talk to him, trying to walk him down. It's not working.
Well, you have to remember, we're not married yet.
Well, they're not married.
We're not,
So there you go.
we're
Y'all
not
same
married
boat.
yet.
Again, same
So
scenario.
you have to
Same
remember,
scenario.
like this should have been like 13 or 12 years ago, 13
let
years
me
ago
rephrase.
when I first got with my husband.
Yeah,
And yeah, if his drunk ass was fucking,
let me rephrase
if
again.
his,
Let me rephrase again.
yes,
Let me rephrase
absolutely, I would have separated and been like, look, all right, well, guess what? You're gonna stay there.
Okay, was y'all married at that time?
No, I mean
Okay.
13 years ago.
Same situation here. Jonathan Major's not married to him. So again,
Exactly. That's what
Okay.
I'm trying to put myself in his shoes at that time in his relationship. And I feel like with as many red flags as he's already had, the only reason that I stayed in
but
my
no,
relationship for 2 years was
we're
because
not
of all
worried
the
about.
green flags.
Yeah, but we're not worried about the red flag. We're talking about at that moment, at that
Yeah,
night.
no, I would have
you're
walked
going to hit
away.
your bed. Okay, yeah, that's the point I'm trying to get there.
That's what I'm been trying to say. Is
Yeah.
that yes, I mean I would have separated myself from that.
Right.
You know, there's so many red flags. Yeah, walk away.
Fair enough.
And separate yourself from the entire relationship. If there's so many red flags and you're only 2 years in, if you really have that many red flags, you need to separate. Because most of the time, around 2 or 3 years is when people are deciding if they're going to get married.
I that's true too, but most people already know if that's their intent from the beginning. Like most people know, like, hey, my goal is to get married. So if I'm not gonna waste not 2 years, I'm not gonna waste 6 months with a person because we're both not clearly not going that direction. So it's like, why I'm gonna waste 2 years of my life with somebody who clearly don't want to get married. Now, also, I would say to the comment you made earlier about if it's 2 years, I wouldn't care if it's 10 years. Shout out to P. Diddy out there with another woman allegedly making accusations saying that he was abused her for 10 years. Also, shout out to a YouTuber / Twitch person out there, a guy self-deleted himself on the news where a woman claiming that she was in an 11-year abuse relationship with the guy, and all of a sudden now she found true love within 3 months, and here we go, and the guy followed her and did all this crazy stuff. So if you see signs, I don't care if it's 5 years in, 10 years in, there's no reason to even stay. If there's abuse more than once, that's a no-no. If there's verbal abuse more than once, that's a no-no. If you know you're not going to tolerate stuff from a stranger to come out to call you out your name, to put hands on you, why would you want to tolerate that from your significant other? I don't care if you're in a 6-month girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. I don't care if you're in a 1 year, 2 year girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. I don't care if you married, for a year to 10. Abuse is abuse, all forms and signs of it. So that's what I would say to that one. I'll get back to the video, and then we can kind of wrap it up in a few, since we're almost at a 2-hour marker.
I pick her up. I put her back in the car. I'm trying to get rid of her. I'm trying to get away from her. As the video shows, everything calms. We get out. We walk across the street. I escort her across the street. The moment we get across the street,
something was said.
I get free of her and I run.
For blocks?
Yeah, for blocks.
Surveillance video also shows Jabari talking to 3 strangers. She testified they offered to get her home. One of the bystanders can be seen speaking to Majors, who gestures for Jabari to get back into the car. He eventually leaves without her and goes to a hotel for the night. Jabari.
See, that was my whole point right here. Here's the, where is it? Yeah. 3 strangers right there offered to take her home. And then he's coming in from here.
She testified they offered to get her home. One of the bystanders can be seen speaking to Majors, who gestures for Jabari to get back into the car. He eventually...
I wouldn't even, if I saw her, I wouldn't even I went across the street. This is the point I'm trying to say right here. It's so many avenues and angles he could have went and handled this. He handled this so poorly. So poorly. As soon as he saw her, he knew that she was going through a whole bunch of mess. Why would you still try to make your way try to be noticed by her? Walk across the street. She look like she good. That's it. So many ways to handle this. So many ways. Especially if you're saying to yourself the whole 2 years of the relationship was toxic, you should know this chick crazy. If she sees me, she's going to react. Why would I even put myself in this distance when she should have went home, or you tried to get her home and she was drunk from day one? This is bananas.
Should have walked away.
I would never answer that phone. I would have never came. I just wouldn't. Have a good night. It's good luck in the future with yourself.
Leaves without her and goes to a hotel for the night. Jabari leaves with the bystanders. She says inside the car, you hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
Hold up, I just caught something.
She says inside the car. Valen's video also shows Jabari talking to 3 strangers. She testified they offered to get her home. One of the bystanders can be seen speaking to Majors, who gestures for Jabari to get back into the car. He eventually leaves without her and goes to a hotel for the night. Jabari leaves with the bystanders.
Jabari leaves with the bystanders. Already left for the bystanders.
She says inside the car, you hit her in the face, twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
What happened?
She went to grab the phone. I held the phone. I pulled the phone back. She came on top of me, squeezed my face, slapped me. That's all I remember.
So she ends up with a 1-inch cut behind her ear.
Laceration, yes, ma'am.
Fractured finger.
Yeah, this is a weird cut, though.
Yeah. It's like, because again, I'm seeing, because I saw, it was a lot of extra movement in the vehicle, but I saw the extra movement was at the waist lower end of her body, her torso, when he grabs her, shoves her in. Clearly, I know denying that the back of her head did hit that archway of the vehicle. There's no denying that. So he picks her up. That's assault. I don't care what you say. Physically picks her up, scoops her in the vehicle. She hits her head, and he does a lot of motion to her, but nothing to signify like he turning her arm or twisting her arm behind her head, and definitely not the motion of anything going higher of her scratching like an inch long of a gash or something behind her ear. So I don't see it.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't.
I have no question.
What's interesting about the jury's verdict, it's so nuanced because they're saying you didn't intend to injure her.
Right.
But the result of your recklessness injured her.
Right.
Were you reckless?
I was reckless with her heart.
Oh.
Not with her body.
Not with her body.
But never hit a woman.
Never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman. Ever. When the actual testimony came, the driver said she did everything.
Wait, can you run that back 10 seconds?
Yeah.
With her heart.
Not with her body.
Not with her body.
But never hit a woman.
Never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman. Ever. When the actual testimony came, the driver said she did everything, meaning Grace. He did nothing, referring to myself.
Majors claims
So
Jabari
one
attacked
thing they say about liars is
scratching his
that
face and arm.
when they lie, they look away.
Oh, you was watching the eye movement?
Or there's a different motion that changes up like in their body as they're lying. And There's, I know because I used to be a liar. I grew up in the juvenile system. I'm not ashamed or afraid to say it, publicly or online or whatever. And it's a rough system to grow up in, but it's one of those things that growing up there for so many years and
Okay, so you're saying based on so you're
yes,
saying based on okay, so you're saying based on your experience from your past, so you're saying that you're suggesting that Majors is lying.
yeah, I think he's definitely hiding some stuff.
Okay.
I don't necessarily believe everything that she's putting out, but at the same time, there are a lot of cases where you wouldn't, or, you think that, and then really you find out that actually this person was kind of a monster, and it's just one of those sad cases. But you actually find out that somebody really is just exactly the piece of shit that somebody said that they were. And I know plenty of cases like that. And I know plenty of cases where somebody has made somebody out to seem like they're a monster. And there are definitely some, devilish sides to them, but it's not necessarily to the degree that they are making them out to be. And I don't think that's fair. And if this guy has to serve jail time over this whole situation, I don't really think that's fair.
They said a year. That's the sentence. It's going to be a year and a fine. But the fact that it's Hollywood, I don't think it's going to do. He's going to do the time. I think it might be just a fine. They might say, hey, some probationary period. I don't even think that's the probation going to happen. I don't really think he's going to do time. Stan Autry, shout out to you. He said, let's do the inverse. If he left her alone, then she got essay or deleted. He would have been ridiculed about not being a protector. Explain. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. Explain how do you deal with someone intoxicated? Ask law enforcement. How do you deal with intoxicated person? Well, it depends on the situation. So again, for me, I said earlier. And I'm giving a scenario of me, right? Hey, how are you? Artist say, hey, great pal, how you doing? What's shaking? Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Cass says people love monsters, so if Jonathan Majors is a monster, then then women like it. Fair point. But getting back to the question, explain how do you deal with someone intoxicated? Again, it depends on the situation. Friction gave an example of her past. Try to talk, calm them down, try to room. And sometimes boobs will do it for the guy. I don't know. I remember a situation where a relative of mine tried to get her husband from the bar. He just loved to drink. He from work, go straight to the bar. That was his thing. So me and the wife, I got a call like, hey, can you help me talk him out of the bar? Sure, no problem. I don't know why I need to be there. She's like, hey, well, he likes you. Okay, cool. Went there. She tried to speak to him, I guess, because they had an issue or altercation. She was the last face he wanted to see, which had him drinking more. I happened to come there. He wanted to hang out. So every little thing he was saying, I was agreeing to it. Hey, let's hang out. Let's go play some cards. Let's go play some dominoes. I'm gonna be your best friend until let's get out the bar. Let's get from the bar. Let's get to the vehicle. From the vehicle, you're safe. You're buckled up. Okay, now I got to drive you from point A to point B. That is one situation, right? Because again, everything's different. Now, as far as the Jonathan Major situation, he knew his girl was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He said he admitted it for 2 years. They both had issues. He admitted he had depression issues. He even texted and said he wanted to delete himself. So, in my opinion, and only giving an option because there's no factors here. It's only options and opinions. The moment I know my girl that I have so many issues with on a toxic level, and she's intoxicated, I won't even respond to the phone call. The far as I go is I won't even go there. I will either call or text, or if I knew some people around her that we both know, I'll reach out to them or say, hey, babe, let them get the phone, send and speak to them and say, hey, she's under influence. She's not listening to me. Can you take care of her? Can you handle her? And let that burden be on them. But also ask both the parties and my girl, hey, let me know when you get home, when you're safe. Now, according to him and according to her via text, they was broken up that night. So he don't owe her no kind of responsibilities. So whoever need that information can go pass it on. They are broken up according to her text messages. They are out of a relationship. And you see the very next day he's walking with Megan Good. So that's clear. So that's where I would leave it. Stan said I agree with you all. It was an unhealthy relationship for the year. Yeah, but it's not. I'm just leaving out the whole part of the toxic part, right? I'm leaving part of right now. If this literally happened to my girl or significant other out the blue, she just happened to be drunk, right? It just one of them days. My girl just happened to be drunk. I'm gonna do the most to try to talk and encourage her. Hey, babe, get in the car, whatever. But if we both have a toxic relationship, it's going to be a lot. But if I know that, I'm not going to even really do too much engaging. It was so many situations there. He could just, like Friction said, ejected himself out of there. So many situations. He knew she was drunk at the event. Why you go there? He went there. He tried with her from what we could see. He tried with her, didn't try with her. He left. He see her with another third party. He knows, again, another step. He could have walked across the street. He could avoid it. Okay, I see her in the distance. She good with people. If he know them, maybe I would have tried, but really I wouldn't. But then you're at the vehicle part. It should have never reached to the vehicle. The very least, it should have been me showing me running from this chick down every block. Down every block. That's what it showed me. So that's my opinion for all that. So Friction, Vixen, appreciate you for coming through for the conversation. Do you have any final thoughts on the whole situation and your opinions on the good stuff? And we will be closing out.
And actually, I thought about it, and I've actually been in this exact situation before. And it wasn't even like I mean, I don't even know if I was at her level, but I think that probably the best way to reason with her or to come to any sort of agreement or whatever finalization for the night is to, especially if you don't really feel like she's drunk and she's just been drinking and not in a place where you want her to be, and you're ready to go or whatever the situation is. If she says that she has other plans and she is confident in herself, she walks a straight line, let her do what she needs to do and walk away from her. It's the best thing to do. Because if you cross paths with her, it's going to cause problems because she's set in her ways. Same way that men are confident in certain things that they do. There's certain times that a woman needs to be confident in her voice, and sometimes that happens when she's drunk. And the best thing for you to do is back off at that point and not try and be aggressive, just trying to have somebody look out for her on the sidelines, I think. Because, yeah, these street cameras, man, they're going to catch you.
He should have moved to Japan. They got cameras everywhere. That'd helped him out. Unanswered questions would have been answered real quick if he's in Japan. I promise you. All right. Thank you, Vixen. I'm gonna drop you. And again, happy anniversary and thank you for showing up.
Thanks.
Thank you. This was a good conversation. Shout out to Stan. Stan says, unfortunately, people don't turn feelings on and off like likes. You're right, they don't. And everything I suggested all came with empathy and with emotions. I just wouldn't. Or if I would, these are the ways I would handle it. but he's Lily, and I'm not putting it on him. She has the blame too. She should never got drunk. She never should have never got inebriated. She never should never like whatever she did at their house together, laying on the floor, whatever went on at that time. She should have never did all that neither. So she got a lot to blame too. But a lot of stuff that's out open, the stuff that he said, he's comparing her to Coretta Scott's King and saying that he should have been, he's a great man. He knows he's a great man. He's saying that she should have been this type of person. I mean, no, he was telling her that she should be this type of person. But at the same time, you're married with a child that's not hers, and you're not married to her, nor are you not married to Megan Good. So how are you going to come out your mouth and try to compare somebody else, compare your woman that's not even American? She a dancer from Germany. You can compare another woman to somebody else, but you're not even on the same level as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You're an actor. Like let's be real. Like I'm not trying to knock actors down. You got the money, throw a little cash here to get donations and all that stuff, and all that good stuff like that. But you're an actor, bro. You're not an activist like Martin Luther King. He would never, nobody on this generation now, nobody would ever fill the shoes of Malcolm X with all the crap he went through. Even though he was a criminal in the beginning and he came up on top, he would never be in the same level. He would never fill the shoes of Malcolm X and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. He would never. So for him to come out his mouth with a straight face and bastardize his girl and be like, yo, you need to be like these type of women, that was the most dumbest thing you could ever say. Who's saying that today? Who's saying that today women? Like, let's keep it 100. Who's saying that they're women today? You need to be like Coretta Scott King. What? Why do I need to compare? I just gave the Batman analogy earlier. I know you wasn't here for that one, Stan, but I just literally gave the Batman analogy. If I'm admiring Batman and I got the Jokers at the end, why should I tell my girlfriend or my current girl, my side piece, like, yeah, man, you should be more like the women Batman dated because they was all submissive and they was beautiful and submissive and they never say anything. I went and did my thing at night because I'm Batman. You need to be like the Batman women. What? The dumbest thing I ever heard. How about you be a better woman? Matter of fact, how about you be a better adult? How about you be a better human being? If we're walking out together and we're supposed to be quote unquote girlfriend and boyfriend, the same way I'm representing you, the same way you should be representing me. Do you see me going out and hitting those streets and clubs and acting the fool and drunk and anything else? Nope. Why are you doing it? Period. Now, she says she caught him in some cheating. She says she saw text messages. I don't know. That's something they got to air out, but I don't know nothing about that. I just know about people acting a fool in public. That's crazy. Celine says she's not even a black woman when he said that. Exactly. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Even if she wasn't white, Asian, who's saying that to an Asian woman? Filipino woman, Latino woman. I dare him. He know better not to say that to a Latino woman. He know better. Imagine Jonathan Majors telling a Latino woman, yeah, you need to be like Coretta Scott's King. You know what a Latino woman gonna say? She's gonna curse you out in Spanish. That's number one. Then she's gonna run down all the list of her uncles, her aunts, all the people that helped her in her life, all the actual real male figures. She's gonna call all them names out. Then she's gonna call all her ancestors and say, yo, why don't you be like them? Why don't you be like them? Like, come on now. We got to stop that. That's crazy. Wish I would tell another person you need to be like Coretta Scott King and Rosa Parks and all this. What? I need to be like who? Are you smoking? You no cocaine? You doing that? That's crazy. Shout out to Stan says we are black men. We don't say that, fam. I don't know who say that. Again, this is highly weird, bro. This is highly weird. Only highly weird people say silly stuff like that. Like, that doesn't add up. Every time something pop off in Hollywood, I'm like, yep, that's something Hollywood. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now, if you'd have said that to another guy, like, you need to be like this, instantly, like, yo, you did demasculating me. You demasculate me. Why are you saying these things? You putting me down. You know, you hurt my man. You hit below the belt. You hurt my manhood. Get out of here. Shout out to Stan. Now call it night. Stan says, I work on having better conversations, trying to compare your present relationship with your pet. Exactly. Yeah, let's look and see all this. I need to be more like Clark Kent. Exactly. That doesn't add up, man. It just doesn't add up. People need to stop it. I'm not gonna knock on him, but everybody, like, as far as the accountability thing, everybody got accountability on both ends. They both should never got in a relationship. I don't know if he approached her, she approached him. You know, again, that weird relationship, they're together, you got something going on, okay, cool. Like, it's a vibe, but you try to, like, come on, man, you projecting dumb hard another chick. I would never tell another chick, like, you need to be like somebody else because of some basis of the history, because we're black, so that means that you got to portray yourself a certain way. No, how about hey, girlfriend, hey, fiance, hey, wife, when you walk your ass out this house, how about you act like a good human being, like I'm acting like a good human being, okay? How about you conduct yourself like how I met you? You say you're a lady, I treat you like a lady, you act like a lady. How about you conduct yourself like that when you walk out this door? How about that? And the fact that you got to have that conversation with somebody, clearly you don't need to be in a relationship with somebody like that. You actually got to have a conversation with another human being to act like a human being, to act like a woman, to act like a presentable woman, and that supposed to be your woman? Who having those conversations? Not me. Too old for that, man. I could see if he was like in his teens. That makes sense. I could see if he's like in his late or mid 20s. That would make sense. Like, man, I keep talking to her, man. All right, cool. I want to keep continuing our conversation. Once, maybe twice. Okay, she still got the same habits. I think start need to looking for a Megan Good. Start looking for a Megan Good. Celine said it would be weird to ask a white guy to act like that, but a black guy doesn't even have a resemblance to Mr. Man. It's just you just don't say it to the opposite sex. It doesn't matter race. Like, that's every time I turn around something new. Somebody said the newest dumb things all the time. Like, and it's highly weird. That's why I kept saying before when we had this conversation, I think 2 weeks ago in the group conversation, we got to separate the two. You got to separate the two. I get the human level of it. The regular people, we know how this goes down. We know the outcome if we argue and yell with a female. We know the outcome of that. Most of us just don't care. Like, look, I'm used to the cops coming. That's their thing. Okay, cool. Again, that's a regular person thing. Some people like, look, I got a job to go to in the morning, got a career. I don't got time for the cops. I'm just going to leave. You can have it. I'm going to go. I'll get a hotel. I'll spend the night in my car. We're good. I'll make plans. If I go to sleep, go to work, and I still got the same attitude, like I got same feelings I got, like, hey, screw you type feelings. The next morning when I come home from work and you're not there, I'm getting all my stuff. You can keep that apartment. You can keep that apartment. I'll sleep in the car. I stay at my homie's house for a week or two. I got a knucklehead cousin. I could tolerate him for a little bit, get my little checks, put all that into another apartment, smaller place, and rebuild all over again. No, not with you. No, ma'am. Jail time for you? My career? Nope. Nope. It's not working. All right, I'm gonna call the night on that one. I'll definitely be doing something tomorrow. I promise. I'm gonna go ahead and say the word I promise to make sure I do. Probably make it like 11, I'm guessing. I still want to talk about the. I got a whole bunch of thumbnails. I still want to talk about the Hunter Avalon situation because there's like some new stuff. He spoke on, so I might make that in the morning. So that might be 11 my time. Anybody Eastern, it would be 12 your time. So I'll make that a thing. Because I have a few stuff lined up for conversation. Okay, appreciate y'all guys. This is just pretty much the extra bonus content I planned on doing because I was wired up coffee. So yay to me. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, we will have group conversations every Tuesday. So subscribe, hit the bell notification. Feel free to get updated on that. Even to the community wall, I'll always be posting there. And that's pretty much it. So thank you. Appreciate everybody, especially the new people that came through. I think I might make this a random every other day for like a late night stream. I don't mind it. I've seen some lot of funny, good stuff out there. So might make that a night. All right. So on that one, y'all have a good night.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.